Welcome to Inside the Content. Today, we have a content creator. What's going on, brother? Please introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Dreddhound. Real name is Joshua, but I just have a good time. We're out here creating content. You guys know I'm the Hound of Hounds of the House of Hounds, but I'm very happy to be here and talking to you guys today.
Is that legit? Like that's your slogan?
Oh, what? Welcome to the House of Hounds. Yeah, listen, brother, I'm about this. I'm
Okay,
about
okay,
this.
okay. I fool it. I fool it. I'm like House of House. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. As always, we'll be taking a deep dive into your content creation journey. I think this is going to be a real goodie. So, first and foremost, where did the name come from?
Dreadhound, man. People always ask the lore of that name. It really just came from I like hounds, I like dogs. I grew up a bit of an edge lord. Dread sounded cool. I put them together, and it just happened. And then as I was streaming, it began to take a life of its own. People started coming in to my live streams and barking at me and starting saying we're part of the pack, and that's how it all evolved into the welcome to the House of Hounds and all of that alliteration and whatnot. But I wish there was like a deep seated like lore tied to it, but it really just took a life of its own as things went on. So
Yeah, I was expecting you to be like, yeah, man. One day I was going to school and somebody grabbed my iPad and they saw that I had some DMX on there, right? And and they just like, oh, you like the dog? Okay, you got that dog in you. I was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. Was this something like? How long did it take you to think of this name?
man, funny enough, like 2 weeks. Even funnier, DMX was one of my favorite rappers growing up. So, like, the tie-in is there. So, excellent choice of lore pick there. But yeah, it took about 2 weeks because if I can go a little bit into how I got started streaming, maybe it might make sense a little bit. When
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when I lived down south, there's a creator by the name of Fighting Cowboy. He's known in the like the soul space, Elden Ring. He makes all the guides. He gets people through the game being better, right? And I knew him. I lived around him. Me and him were cool. And then I didn't know he was a streamer or YouTuber or content creator. And one day he said, "Yo, you got a good voice. You're pretty entertaining. I think you would do well." In the content space. So, he put me on, showed me the ropes, and the rest was kind of history from there. That's really how I got started. So, shout out to him for, his mentorship. Excellent creator. Check him out. But, that's really how things got up and rolling for me.
So you came out with the name, took you a little bit, and then you met someone in the soul space. But my question is to you, when did this content creation journey begin? How long have you been doing this? Or when did you start doing it is going to be the first question I should say, because some people do it and it was like, oh yeah, I was just doing it as for fun. I was just doing short stuff. And then some people say they were doing it and that's when they were like, I was serious about it. And this is when I knew I wanted to be a content creator versus just uploading it because I was bored.
Man, I can say we can probably go back to when like my I guess my Twitch got started. What, 2018 is when I really got rolling within the content creation space. Um Things probably, and I would, my first game, I was playing Monster Hunter World. That was my game. I was on it 24/7, well over 2,000 hours within that franchise. Transitioned to For Honor. And it really was just me streaming and playing with my boys and then playing with my community and going from there. But honestly, I would say my content creation career probably started in 2024. That's when I really started looking at things differently, looking at, my analytics, my metrics, long form versus short form. How can I grow? Making things more intentional. I've always been a creator and entertainer, live streamer, but probably this year is when things started evolving and being more serious for me, if that makes sense.
So in 2018, you were playing Monster Hunter
Yeah.
and I was playing Monster Hunter World too. Well, why I didn't see you then, bro? Where you was at, bro? Like, what happened? Bro? Like, what was going on? Like, where you
Bro,
was at?
I was at the bottom of the Twitch directory, you know what I'm saying? But like but it was pretty cool, man, cuz like because of Monster Hunter World, that was where I got like my first like 1,000 followers on Twitch, and that's really when I started to like grow and develop my community and have fun, have those conversations. But we were out there, man. Sometimes we would have little spikes and be at the top of the directory, but your boy was made in the trenches. We we were down there trying to figure it out most of the time. So that's where I
Okay,
was.
okay. So in 2018, this is when you started. I kind of want to go kind of like year by year just to get a feel, just so anybody who's coming in new or they want to know like where they can go and the progress and how everybody just is different. So in 2018, you were playing Monster Hunter, but were you playing Monster Hunter? What was your schedule like then when you first started? Was it serious? Was it all over the place, or were you only online for like 2, 3 hours? What was that first year like?
No, it was a actually pretty big year of growth. I used to, what was it? I would go live at like 10 p.m. and get offline maybe like 6, 7 a.m. At the time, my wife, she was in the military, so we moved around a lot. That was my gig for a little bit. I would do that, made affiliate, and I would do that for hours. I would have viewers who would be, like, hey, man, I'm here with you. And then they would fall off and go to sleep. And then the European crowd would start waking up and coming in and start talking to your boy. So
Yep.
so like that was my schedule for quite some time, and then we started playing Monster Hunter, and I tried to adapt more of a daytime schedule, because in 2018 that's when my first child was born, my son. So I had to adapt, scheduling and working around things in that nature. But yeah, primarily a night owl. I'm trying to have more of a day schedule now, but that's really when things were going then.
Nice. Do you know what month in 2018 you started?
Probably February.
So in February 2018, you started playing Monster Hunter World, doing really, really long streams.
Yeah.
And when by the end of the year in 2018, you had said you had hit 1,000 followers, but that the end goal right there, like you hit 1,000, and what else? Did anything else happen for the first year?
No, man. Like, I. Excellent question. When. I'm pretty certain you went through this. When you're going through content creation and if you start as a streamer, you're just like, yo, I'm streaming. This is all I do. This is how I grow. And at one point during that time, growing from streaming, it was feasible, right? It was a thing. But that's really all I did. And now I'm learning I have to pull different things into the game. You got to make your YouTubes. You got to hit up TikTok. You got to be good at Twitter and things of that nature. So I wish I could go back and tell younger me these things, but really it was all streaming and building my Discord, keeping the community connected, and that really was my primary goal. I had like it was just growing from there. But as times come along, things changed. But that's really was my main focus back then.
For me, just to throw it out there. So my whole, uh, my whole thing for me was, yeah, I was a streamer,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I was one of those streamers who I understood, because when I first started streaming, I guess I should tell like this side. When I first started streaming, I was more so into the YouTube side of it versus Twitch. When I saw Twitch, I wasn't really all that excited because the community that I was streaming in, little did I know then that that was like the preferred way, but I didn't like being in the small community because the games that I was playing was like Pokemon and Monster Hunter
Mm-hmm.
World and stuff like that. And they never really got big unless it was a new game that dropped, but normally it was about 3,000 people in the community. I was always thinking to myself, like, man, I wish there was like 5,000 so more people could see me. Little do I know, the smaller the game directory that you join, the bigger chance you have to just get the
Yes.
exposure because you're not pushed down in the directory. Which eventually I understood that, but for me, it was more so like, okay, I'll do streaming stuff such as like randomly battle and stuff like that. Stuff that I can just do 24/7, grinding, farming, etc. on Twitch. But then on YouTube, it wasn't good, of course. I would do stuff as like let's plays and stuff like that. Because fun fact, before LG Legendary, my name, I was going as Let's Play Lucas. Like, so that was my whole thing. I was a YouTuber before Twitch, and then I went to Twitch because my YouTube wasn't getting anything. But then, so I never really, but I wasn't a hardcore YouTuber. What, like I wasn't saying like 2, 3 videos a day. I would finish the series and then be like, all right, I'm gonna let that cook.
Yeah.
Knowing realistically, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just keep on uploading, 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 uploading.
Yeah.
So then eventually I just turned over to Twitch and I only started doing YouTube like once a quarter. But so where I'm really going with this question is, so in 2018, after your first year, when you made your first 1,000, when did you start? In 2019, did you create Twitter? Did you start doing YouTube? In 2019, what was different from your 2018 content creation journey?
That's a good question. That is a really good question. Um, I think in that year I started being more intentional, I guess you could say, with things. Um, it's like, okay, let's stream at this time. Is this when, people are most active and whatnot? But a lot of it was really just coming on, being a personality, putting together a community that, was not toxic. Because I hate toxic gaming, because I work 8, 9 hours a day. When I get on the game, I don't feel like going back and forth with people. You know what I'm saying? We're older. At the end, I'm 35. How old are you, LG?
I'm 32, bro.
Did you know what it is? It's like I don't got time for this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to troll and do all this extra stuff. I'm good. So I wanted to put together the mission statement became clear for me. I wanted to put together a community that was focused on having gamers who were just here to have a good time. I help you enjoy the game. You help me enjoy the game. Maybe we learn something along the way. So that was really what happened for me during that time. Now, the funny thing is, I played a lot of For Honor during that time frame, and that game is super toxic. I love For Honor. Your boy had hands, okay, in case someone wants to challenge me on that. Your boy had hands on the game, but I started getting toxic, bro. And I was like, okay, this is not for me. So I did take a step back. But I honestly, I think it was 2020 where I really started to view myself more as like a content creator. I don't know if you heard of the game Spellbreak.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Spellbreak. I was one of the creators in their content creation program. I was like, okay, cool. There's maybe some perks or benefits to being a creator. So, I started diving into that, and it was cool. There was a big growth spike then. My community was heavy into that. I started doing things like Twitch Rivals. With my small channel, we were out there, man. It was really, really cool. But, during that time, I also started playing Genshin Impact, as you do as well, my brother. And
Got it.
that's when really things started to, I guess you could say, take shape for me, if that makes sense.
Okay, I got you. I got you. So 2018 we begin.
Mm-hmm.
2019 was more so like, all right, let me look into it a little bit more, but it's still not, I'm not 100% with it. Then 2020 rolls around, and now, you went to being a content creator for Spellbreak, and then Genshin Impact comes around with you too. And you get
Yeah.
sucked into the Hoyoverse lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we're in 2020 right now. And are your numbers still the same as 2018? What's going on with like the average viewership and whatnot? Because if were you being consistent through the years, or did you have months of droughts, or where you were inconsistent? So what was your viewer count looking like at this time?
Man, when Spellbreak came out initially, and shout out to my breakers. Shout out to my breakers. If I say anything wrong, I forgive me. Judge my mind, not my heart. But when Spellbreak first came out, I was popping off. I was not the greatest, it was a battle royale. I was not the greatest at the game, but people really enjoyed, I guess, my personality and just my connection, and we would just have fun. And my viewership probably what sat around like 30 to 40 viewers. And on Twitch, for someone like our size, if you're an affiliate, that's pretty solid, right? It's not bad. Obviously, we want more. You want to push more, you want to get higher numbers. But when you're an affiliate, you're doing okay. It was like 30, 40. I had maybe 100 Twitch subscriptions. So, it was a nice little check. It was a nice little side gig, and it was fun. But I'd probably say my biggest boom is when I started, diving into, later that year. I didn't start Genshin day one, but I'm an early like Genshin player. Just later that year, I really started playing Genshin more. And because what? Genshin came out in what, 2020 or 20? Yeah, 2020.
I just call it a COVID baby.
That's fair. That's fair. But like I guess 2021 is really when I started like my real foray into Genshin Impact, taking that journey, learning how to build characters, teaching other people how to build characters, and like my viewership started going from like maybe 30 to 40 to 50 and like 60. And I started pulling away a little bit from Spellbreak because unfortunately the game went down. I think it was a great IP, but the game went down and my viewership was tanking. And I feel like a lot of creators need to know how to diversify their content and not go down with a sinking ship. This is a business at the end of the day. When you're playing a game, if you're enjoying yourself, that's awesome. But, if your numbers aren't there, if the engagement isn't there, you have to know either you're going to pivot or are you going to do something to make that category more interesting.
So I think so. We're in 2020. I think Genshin hit because I remember I was playing Monster Hunter World still, and this was
Mm-hmm.
after whatever that last Elder Dragon that came out released. He lasted for about 2 months, and then I know in December Genshin Impact had came out at least maybe November or like the end of October or something around there. And I know I still was playing Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
but that game was dying because there was no more DLC, no more content. They had already announced Rise for the Switch. So people were just like, all right, we'll see you later until you drop Rise early next year.
Eyes was
So
giant.
you went through Spellbreak pretty much majority of that year with an average viewer count of 30, and then when you switched over to Genshin, that's when you started getting more viewers. At this time, are you still 100% dedicated just to Twitch, or did you create a TikTok yet? How was your Twitter looking? Were you still just, I'm just on Twitch right now?
Man, I was a late adopter to TikTok, and it's now my biggest platform. But I would always try my hand at YouTube, right? I am
Okay.
not good at long form content. I recently started getting good at long form content with like interviews and podcasts and things of that nature. That's like my strength. But, chopping up videos and I am a guide maker, within the Hoyo space, right? But that didn't come till later. During that time, I would put videos out on YouTube. It would be for Spellbreak, it would be for Monster Hunter, for Honor. I tried, and it would tank, crash, and burn. I'm pretty certain you went through this at one point. You would upload a video, spend all night editing, and you'd be like, yo, we cooking. This finna do some numbers. And then you'd get 20 views, and that's it. That's all you would see. And
I go through it right now.
right. And you're just like, yup. And eventually I'm just like, that is enough for me, brother, because I don't want to say control my viewership in live streaming, but I'm aware of different things. Like, is my background interesting? Is my lighting good? Is my audio good? Am I talking to my audience, my chatters? Because when you do those things, your numbers are going to go up. For a while, I didn't learn that on YouTube, tags don't matter. In case no one knows, tags do nothing for you. It's your thumbnail, it's your title. Those are the two things that are going to get you views. From there, it's up to the content to carry to keep people hooked in watching the video. That's how you get views. But I didn't know that at that time. I would upload and be like, yo, one of these is going to hit. We're going to make it. And it was like, no.
Yeah, that is true. Now, at one point, tags did matter, but but that was like 2014, 13, like the real super early days. Because
Yup.
when I first started streaming, it was long, well, not streaming, but when I first started doing YouTube, like years ago, I would just fill it up with tags. And once again, I only had around like 13 subscribers, but when I did my first playthrough on YouTube, it was for Pokemon Black. I did a Nuzlocke, a Pokemon Black, and it was a randomizer. And even though I had only 13 subscribers, in my tags, I was tagging along the bigger YouTubers, well,
Yup.
PokeTubers at the time, and I started generating some traffic. I know in about 2 months after I did like two playthroughs, because I did Pokemon Black and I did Soul Silver, I was already at like 1,000 subscribers and getting like at
Yeah.
least 100 or 200 viewers per video that I was doing. So I was like, oh, okay, it's picking up traction.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, boom, I just got lazy with the YouTube, or not lazy, but I just started switching over to Twitch more and stuff because I figured, well, if I'm uploading, then I'm always saying I'm on Twitch, so when I upload back to YouTube, the algorithm will just put me back because people want to see me. But that's not really how the algorithm works. So, a lot of ignorance coming up, but now that I know it, it's just a different vibe. But back to you. So you in 2020. Is this still 2020 or 2021 where you moved over to? I know you said you were a late bloomer in the YouTube thing, but was that 2021 or was that like in part of 2020?
Man, I was always trying to make YouTube a thing. I used to be a fitness YouTuber.
What the hell?
Here, we're gonna toss out a little self glaze. Your boy is a look, man. I gotta hold on to my former glory. I'm a former powerlifting world champion, and I used
Oh,
to
okay. Got a little
record.
Mark Henry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? The guns. But like but like I used to record like my training videos and like my performances and things like that. I would go out there and do my thing, and it was cool. Like it was cool. It would get like some views here and there, but as you know, we move around if it's not servicing us. If we're like, man, these metrics are trash, you try a couple different things, you move on to the next thing. There was times where I was on Twitch and Twitch wasn't hitting, so I dabbled on Mixer. Mixer actually started to pop off a little bit for me, and then it died. So
Yeah. I know a lot of people who came over from Mixer to Twitch after it died.
bruh, there's a couple people who make fun of me because they go, yo, you had a whole community of Mixer. It was like, all right, guys, I love it over here. I'll be back. And then I never went live over there again. I felt bad. But
Damn.
it's
What the hell?
shout out to those homies. My bad. Y'all held me down. I hope you're still watching. My fault. But I mean, honestly, man, like my years have been ups and downs. Because I'm a father of three kids. I had twin girls. What in 2022? If my wife is watching, I'm sorry, my bad. But
You better not mess that up.
2022. So like, my career has taken ups and downs. I went full time at one point and then I hopped off of full time. It was just a lot, man. But I mean, honestly, I'll keep it a bean, man. Like the story gets more interesting for me in like 2023 and 2024. I don't know if you could tell. My office is heavily coded to Honkai Star Rail. That's really when I found my like consistent identity, my consistent growth. Shout out to Genshin. We had a huge buff during that time in Genshin. I'm going to bring up something. There's a little bit of lore. I'm not sure how you're going to feel about it in a second.
Oh man, you're gonna piss me off with it. Before you answer that
You know
question,
what's
though,
coming, right? You know.
I think I know, but before you do that, I want to ask this question: are you a Hoyoverse creator?
Oh, 100%.
When
100%.
did you get into the program?
Ooh, maybe 3 years ago. I've been a Hoyo creator for a minute. I've been a Hoyo shill for a hot minute.
Okay, without going into details, because if you've been in it since for 3 years, that'll be 2021. Without going into details, were the you know what? We'll talk about that later.
You gonna make me respond with a very NDA answer. That's what you was finna get. It was about to be an NDA answer. That's what was finna happen. Just so you know.
No, so I was gonna say, when the Hoyoverse, I was trying to word it differently, but then I was only thinking about one thing, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna ask that part.
You about
Even
to mess
I know
up
the answer
everybody
to
bag.
it.
You about to mess up everybody bag. That is an offline conversation.
Did you prefer the transition that the Hoyoverse content creator program did? Because it seemed like it shifted from just content in general to just more so of a TikTok side of it. So when they announced that and they kind of shifted, how did that make you feel before we dive into 2023?
That's a really good question.
Because even when I looked in there, I was like, okay, so now they're really pushing you to do short content. They want it to be a certain distance. You get more out. They telling you how to format it and do it. And it's like, are you not looking for guides anymore? You're just looking for YouTube shorts and all that stuff. I guess because they carry more views, I can understand that. So what's your opinion on that?
How can I word this and keep everybody good? So they now reward you more for being a Hoyo creator, if that makes sense. Like they
Right.
want your focus to be on Hoyo content. It's a
Right.
little, excuse me, it's a little more rewarding in that sense because now they're checking out, what are you posting on Twitter? So now I'm being a little more friendlier and less combative on Twitter because I used to go back and forth with people. But there's that. Are you uploading videos that are focused on Hoyo properties on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitch? I like the fact that it went from being, hey, we're just looking at your TikTok, or we're just looking at your Twitter or your YouTube or Twitch, specifically those things. We're now looking at your whole ecosystem and
Yep.
we're rewarding you in that sense. So I'm a fan of it. Not to go too much detail, but I do spend money on the game, so it does help lessen that burden a bit, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm not one to dodge questions. I'm very much a politician, but I hope that I hope that answered your questions.
Nah, yeah, definitely. So we let's get back on track before we go down this NDA hole now. I'm like, man, listen, man, I'm so goddamn tired. Hell nah. So 2018 we get the launch. 2019 is when it's like, all right, I got my eye open, but not really. I'm just gonna, be a little consistent. 2020 is like, oh, okay, we gotta learn how to shift because things change. And then you were just on that journey. And then 2023, along that path, you get to the Hoyoverse space, and now from 2020 to 2023, you're in the Hoyoverse space. You're a Hoyoverse creator. You're doing your content. At this point, when did the TikTok come along?
Real quick, you jumped over some lore there. We're going to touch on that later. We're
Well, let's back up. What did I miss? Nah, what did I miss? what happened in between those years? Because you jumped to 2023 to tell me about the Hoyoverse.
No,
What happened in 2022? What you do?
do you remember a video from Soft Willie?
Hell no.
You sure?
I'm positive. I don't even know what that is.
There was a video where Soft Willie came, watched my channel, and they were like, "Hey, if you do this like challenge or kill this thing, I'll give you like $50 or whatever." I did it. Cool, great. They slid me $50 on the PayPal while I was live streaming. It was cool, but it was like 2 days later. I'm playing, I think, like New World with my homie, and then I'm getting all these alerts. Bing, bing, bing. My Twitch is just blowing up. My numbers are just blowing up. I got like 3,000 followers off of this. I was like, what is happening? I go on. I was part of this Soft Willie video, and people was like, yo, homie was popping off. I was being cringe. I'm going to do the thing where when people would, follow me, I would say, yo, LG, thank you very much for the follow. You have been acknowledged by the pack. Welcome to the House of Hounds. And people resonated with that.
I low key remember it because don't you have an alert of like a howling?
Yes, which I'm toning back a little bit because I'm getting a lot more followers a lot more frequently now, and I can't say that the whole time. I talk during my day job. I talk when I stream, and all the barking and yelling. I'm trying to find a way to adjust. But yes, that was like my thing. But
Got it.
you were also involved in this video. You did not want to be in this video, which is all good. I respect it. You had your reasons.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so I think I may know what you're talking about if this is like early beginning days, because there were a few times my people would come to my stream and be like, hey, do this and I'll do that. And I've always been the person that I was like, bro, don't come in here because we can see if you're a first time chatter and all that good stuff. And I was like, don't come in here and then act like I'm finna do something for money and jump through this this damn hoop of fire that Cutie just said.
Yeah.
And I always found that type of stuff when people come in and try to make you do something for money. I always found that to be a little degrading. Like I will roast your ass so quick or just go in on you. Like, don't come in. You don't even know me, bruh. I'm not finna stop what I'm doing just to cater to what you about to do. Because at this time, I was also, some of my mods were, well, not even I don't know who it was to be honest, but somebody was clipping my stuff and then sending it over to like a blooper channel on Genshin that would just post blooper reels that had like 300,000 subscribers or whatever. And they were just going through this Genshin phase of just bloopers and stuff like that. So I would always see my stuff over there. But I do remember somebody coming in asking me to do something. And I know for a fact, I would definitely like, man, get your ass up out of here, bro. I'm not doing that. Yeah, find somebody else to be whatever. It ain't gonna be here though. You gonna get banned and blocked with the quickness. So I do remember that. So don't know if that was him. If it was, hey, now you know, bro. I'm not the one for that, bro. You got to set something up. But yeah.
I'm cool with that type of content as long as you're not being. I vibe with you. There are people who come in and they ask some craziness. They be like, "Yo, hop up, do this, do that." I'm like, bro, no.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm doing this right now. What type of time are you on? But if they're like, hey, man, I'll slide you $50 if you go kill that enemy wearing no weapon, no armor, blah blah blah. That's $50. And that's content. It might be funny.
But then you also have to believe them. Like you,
that's true.
They have nothing that shows that they gonna do that for real.
So I look at that from two different sides. On one side, if I pull it off, that's $50, whatever. But on the other side, if I fail miserably at it and it's entertaining, that's content for me, right? But once again, it has to be something that's respectful. Is nothing crazy or putting me out of my comfort zone or my character. I don't mind doing those type of things because we're entertainers. But I 100% get where you're coming from.
Nah, most definitely.
But to jump back on track, I just had to bring it up because we have a shared history. We're gonna talk that was pretty funny, man. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, my whole because when I started my whole niche, even when I started in the Pokemon community, it was being that loud person who just talked about everybody. Like that was my whole thing. Like even if when I pulled up like old Pokemon clips of me, like and I was just doing stuff like battling, I'll be like, man, oh your team is trash, bro. Oh you suck. But that was my whole thing. I don't know if I said it in the last one that I did because Data Dave, he's actually someone who was in the Pokemon community with me. So
yeah,
I would be in there, and this was before Twitch went down to this 75 rule. Because before it was like 100, you had to do this why with 100 viewers. It didn't have like the real rules. The rule of thumb was you had to apply with 100.
yeah,
And I was pushing around like high 70, 80s. And then when I did like wonder trades and gave away shinies, I'll be well over 100. So I was already like moving in that direction before Twitch even started this affiliate program. Because before we was using like a little third party for subs. I don't know if you ever seen that before. Where people were not even like Patreon and stuff like that, like what we got now, but it was like some other third party where you could create your own
yeah,
subs and stuff
yeah.
like that. So that was my whole thing. And so when I ever shifted to another game, it was just easy for me to be, I'm going to be that guy and just be pretty much an asshole to you. That was my whole niche. But of course, as time goes on, that was like, that was a long time ago. So you just grow with the content. So now I'm not naturally like that on my streams, but I have no problem going to that when things come up, like when people come into my stream and stuff like that. I have no problem going back to that personality
Oh,
because it's so easy for me to do it.
oh, you be have me cracking up, bro. I be watching your streams. I'm like, yo, he is cooking this guy right now. So my approach is a little different. I more am like a uncle, big brother, like father figure to a lot of people on the stream.
Yeah.
Those moments crack me up. So there's two games that would bring out that toxic side of me: For Honor and then Yu-Gi-Oh. When Master Duel dropped, I skipped some lore.
Mm.
When Master Duel dropped, I'm big into Yu-Gi-Oh. I play physically, all that jazz. And I would have viewer battles. And some people would be like, yo, can we play? Can we play? I'm sitting there pushing ranked. I'm doing high ranked games or whatever. We would play. So you see, I'm a competitive player. I'm relatively good at the game. They would follow, do all this other stuff, and then we would have a match, and then they would be in the comments and be like, bro, why'd you do me dirty like that? Like, why'd you have to play so aggressively? I'm like, what are we talking about right now? Like what? They would unfollow, they'd be cussing my name, tagging me on Twitter and stuff like that. And I used to go back and forth with people. And I was like, I am coming out of myself.
See, I would love that because then if they tag me on Twitter, I'll just go to Twitch, download the clip of me whooping their ass, and then
Bruh.
send it to them on there and be like, "Hey, what's up with this? Why'd you do this play? You should have did this."
I had some moments. But it wasn't on brand for me. I'm thinking I might make a whole other channel for that. I might make a whole separate channel for that. But on YouTube, the YouTube live community comment like used to be wild, bro. I'm like
Yeah.
live streaming over here, it's a different breed on
Yes, it
YouTube.
is. Uh
And
huh.
and I don't know why, but the YugiTube community was a whole different breed. I'm going back and forth with these cats, and they'll be like, "Yo, why'd you do me like that?" I'm like, "Bro, you see, I'm playing at the top level right here. I can't play down. You know what I'm saying? That's not doing me good. That's not doing you good. That's not doing my viewers good. I don't know what you want from me. If you come to a streamer's game and you're like, I want to play you got to accept what's finna happen. Either you gonna cook him or he gonna cook you. Because now you put pressure on me and my community and my viewership. So you know what I mean? Like it's just weird.
Right? They had nobody come up in there and put their hands on you.
And I'm cool. If someone beats me, I'm perfectly fine with it, right? I'm like, all right, man, good game. That's cool. Now, if you get crazy in the comments, I will ban you. You know what I'm saying? Just be respectful. I used to be real like soft with my bans. I'm like, oh, hey, chill. Now I'm just like, yup, banned. Banned. I gotta
Yeah, I'm
protect my
not.
peace. People like Dredd, you're too nice. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm protecting my peace now. But but we went off on a tangent, but I love these type of
We
conversations.
sure did. Yeah. Back to the 3,000 followers.
Man, so you asked me when did I start, like I started taking TikTok more seriously probably like 2022, 2023, and I started making like like quick little joke reels or like showcases showing like my damage numbers and whatnot on Genshin. But I started making like guides for Genshin characters and Honkai Star Rail characters like 2023, 2024. I transitioned into being a guide maker. That short form, hey, this is how you build your character, get in, get out. Because I'll be completely honest, it's a really easy way to get viewership. And my whole goal is to get people into my live streams. So if you're watching a guide and you see I'm live, come through, have some fun. I'll help you with your account. Let's have a good conversation. I'm all about having a conversation, a good back and forth. Um, so I would probably say that's when like 2023 is really when I dove into TikTok. And it's now my biggest platform. So as long as it doesn't go poof like the Infinity Snap, I'm happy. But
So you had your TikTok moment yet, where you went like super viral and got your, that's where you got all your followers from, or are you just the content is just you're just uploading more consistent, and as time goes on, of course, you're getting better with like the with pivoting and stuff like that. So you're just naturally growing, or have you hit those viral moments yet?
so I haven't really, I guess you could say, have a moment that's gone viral. I mean, I have some guide videos that have gone like, they have like 100K, 30K, 40K. And that's not necessarily viral, but that's like, oh, okay, this is what people are looking for. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're really engaging with. Um, but I really haven't had like that viral hit or moment, and that might not be for me. You know what I'm saying? I am very much a creature of habit. I'm like, here's my slow grind. We'll pop it off that way. But I am trying out different things. Um, but most of my growth probably comes from my live streams. I'll go live. I know you pop by a couple of my live streams, but like on TikTok, I'll go live and I'll have when I'm doing like end game content on Starvo, like MOC, Memory of Chaos, or Apocalyptic Shadow, or Pure Fiction. I'll go from like viewership of like 40 to consistently having like 100, 120 viewers when I'm doing those type of things, and that'll be like a big spike in growth for me. So it
Nice.
it's really live streaming. That's my strength. Everything else is to bring it in to the live stream. So I'm uploading on YouTube, and I found my niche over there. Interviewing the voice actors for Star Rail. Shout out to them for that. But
I seen that.
it's been cool, man. It's been really really cool. Shout out to those guys. They've been really giving of their time and their knowledge and just who they are and telling their story. That's helped me grow on that end. But that also helps grow and build my live streaming. I live stream on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So when they opened up, Twitch, their multi streaming rules, that was a huge opportunity for me.
That
And
makes
that
a lot of sense. Just to hear from that perspective, because it seems as if most people will say the opposite. You are finding your success with the live streaming, while others will be like, "No, it's the content that I'm posting that's bringing people into my live stream." While you, on the other hand, are saying like, "Hey, when I go live, that's where I'm seeing the most stuff." But the consistency of me posting is keeping me relevant.
yeah,
But me live is what's actually growing. And you said you didn't have any viral moments, and I know that viral moment is very tricky because my viral moments only come from when I relapse really and I go back to my old ways, like the pin stuff that I have on
no.
my when I do all that stuff on that's pinned on my TikTok, like where I was talking about Coco Me's new armor set or her new artifact set,
Yeah.
that went somewhat viral. But it seems like when I'm just yelling, being that guy, just yelling, typically angry or whatever, that's when you go viral because it's an emotional outburst and it instantly grabs someone's attention. But I'm at a like if I was still like early 20s, I would be all for that. I would be super duper down for yelling and
Yeah,
bro. I would be all down for that. But the fact that I'm not that age anymore, it's almost like I kind of want my audience to mirror or at least have
yeah.
some type of maturity around me. So that way, because that type of content is to me, it's like fast content. Like I know it'll work, so I
Hmm.
could do it. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna keep anybody relevant because they're not gonna sit and listen. It's almost like when people be like, "Do you listen to music or do you just hear the beat?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. So I kind of want people to listen to the music versus just bobbing their head to the beat to what I do. So I definitely understand where you're coming from because I think for me, I'm the complete opposite. I think my stuff comes from my content and the live
Hmm.
streaming is just there because
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of a drought myself right now. But when I post content, I know what to post to be like, okay, I just need to put my name back in the algorithm so that way something can happen down the line.
I mean, just to touch on that real quick, like people have gotten used to me, coming. There was a point in time where I stopped doing the welcome to the House of Hounds, right? Because,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm slowly getting there again, but people would come to my stream and be like, hey, man, do the thing. And it would be like like I would have like a day where I'd, be off the next day and I would be streaming like 2, 3 in the morning. They'd be like, yo, man, do the thing. I'm like, my brother in Christ, it is 3 in the morning. I'm
Right.
tired. I've been up since 6. Just enjoy the vibes, my guy. So I get that, man. Like not always being on and things of that nature. And maybe I might have more of a viral moment if I did better with, clipping parts of my live stream and putting them out there for that long form and short form. And I have videos that do well in that realm, but I am lazy. So I'll sit back. I hate editing something and then it get really no views. It does something to me, right? I'm like,
So
man, yeah,
you got a stream deck?
yeah, yeah, and
Why you don't
I,
put the little clip button on there and just do that little 30-second clip?
oh, bro,
Make it
I
easy
do
for
it.
yourself.
I do it, but here's the thing, man. We are in a different day and age, man. I'll put that clip up there and I'm like, yo, that's entertaining. But if I don't have a bunch of jump cuts and random
Oh
noises
yeah,
in
that
there,
is true. Yeah. Yep.
the clip won't stand on its own, and just taking the time to do those edits, it's a little cumbersome, man, because like I said, I
Yep.
work like 9, 10 hours, so there's that, and then I stream for like maybe 2, 3 hours, a good portion of the week, so it's rough, man. But you've been doing your damn thing. When you're on, you're on. Like I love watching your content. You be cracking me up. When you were cooking people in the Genshin card game, I was living my best life. I don't talk in people's live streams because I don't like drawing attention to myself. But I be sitting there watching, like, yo, look at him, look at him. He's living a ball right now.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I still have no filter, but I think that's what I think that's what keeps me relevant, just the no filter part. And people, so I always had this thing where people be like, "Man, no, you got to be wholesome, you got to be nice," and da 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 da. And I'd be like, "Man, f all that." I'm about to start talking that ill will, bro. Like, cause I know if I'm chilling at the table with my boys or anybody, we gonna be joking and we ain't gonna have no filter because we all cool. So if you in
Yeah.
here, do not expect me to be like, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry, I'm comfortable with you saying it." No, I'm about to deal it right back to you, and it's gonna be 2 times worse. Cause if you could do it to me, then that means
Yeah.
you ain't got no limit on how much I do it to your ass. You already just became a target.
So it depends. If I have a long term viewer and I'm like, all right, we're me, I know you. We finna cook each other. We about to have that conversation, right? But if someone's new, I'm like, hey man, I don't know you. Chill, my guy. I don't know you like that. You don't know me like just be cool. Like people come and say some crazy stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna give you some grace. You're new here. Be chill.
See, for me, it's like, oh, you new here? That means I'm not really concerned about losing you or gaining you as somebody as part of my community because I know how reckless you are to talk
Yeah.
to somebody that you don't even know. So now I'm about to show you how reckless I could be, and maybe that'll put your ass in check so you can learn not to do that here. find somebody else to do it with, or you be like, all right, he not the one to do that. He cool. He passed my vibe check or
Yeah.
whatever you trying to do.
I've had some viewers that came in doing some craziness, and I was like, bro, that was your one chance. We're not doing that again. And then they chill. I feel like they had a
Yeah.
moment of growth. I was like, cool. But if you do it again, the ban button is ready. I'm quick with it. I'm quick with it nowadays. But man,
I don't be, I'll be thinking about betting folks, but it be like my mods await for me. I don't know what it is with them. They're entertained by it. They rather me fire somebody up first and then they'll ban. Like they don't do it immediately. They want to see the outcome of me talking a bunch of noise to them first.
because when you get into it, you be on, brother. You be on.
They like,
They be like, here we
where
go.
these
Because
unorthodox jokes are gonna go right now?
you gotta remember, even though they're your mods, they're still watching for entertainment. So they sit there
Yep.
like, yo, he about to get him. He about to get him. Because I'll be sitting there watching on my Discord and my mod chat. I'm like, y'all wrong for that. y'all all the way wrong for that. but but man, like we've man, I love seeing, your content creation journey, man. You've really made like leaps and bounds and strides. You've always adapted, and I love seeing that. And I love seeing, you looking to bring the community together. I used to watch, not used to watch, but like Data Dave. I really came across Data Dave early in Final Fantasy 14 when I was over there
Okay,
playing that.
okay.
I had a stint streaming over there, which was cool. But people are heavy on the raid content over there, and if you don't have a raid group, you're gonna suffer. So I kind of backed out of that for a bit. But I've always seen you in different communities, doing different things, popping off, and it was always a vibe, man. Like I love what you do.
I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No
Thank you, thank you,
worries.
thank you. So before I get sidetracked and be like, yeah, man, well, give me another compliment, bro. Nah, so we're in 2023, basic damn near 2024. You have, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're at 10K on TikTok. You have, was it 3,000 on, no, 1.8 on YouTube and 3 or 4,000 on Twitch?
Uh, we're about 5K on Twitch, 10
Five, okay.
10K on TikTok, and yeah, pushing like 1.8 on YouTube. So we're chilling on YouTube and everywhere
So
else.
I got a big question for you. If you could give 5 starter tips to somebody coming in new to streaming, what would those 5 tips be? If they were like, "Hey, man, I just want to hit. My goal is to just to hit 1,000 on each one of those platforms." What would be your 5 tips?
Ooh, there there's a different approach to each platform, but I guess my 5 tips would fall into content creation. Okay. One, respond to your audience. Do you know how many streams or YouTube comments or TikToks where you go by and you see people leaving all these comments and the creator never responds? Whether it be a live stream, content, anything, respond to your audience. People can watch TV if they just want a one-way conversation. They're
Right.
there for you. Give that back to them. You don't have to respond to everything, but say, hey, how you doing? Thanks for watching the content. I appreciate you. Engage. Answer some questions. Two, learn your craft. Be comfortable with editing. Learn how to adjust sound. You're going to have to learn, how to, manipulate and build a PC, things of that nature. Be well-rounded. Really learn your craft. Three, understand who you are and who you are not. Me and you, from that conversation, we've really learned what our brands are about and how we want our communities to be shaped. You have to learn that for yourself. That's something that will be developed over time, but you have to understand, hey, this is my mission statement. For me, I love a positive community. I like when people game, have a good time, and spread that positivity all around. So that's my mission statement and things of that nature. But four, understand the business, learn how to grow, learn what's servicing you, learn what's not. I've seen so many creators make their content just about one game, and let's say that game is on the downward trend and they're riding that ship all the way through. And that's such a detriment. You should not live and die just by one game. You know, if you're going to do that, are you doing something that's making that game and that community better? That's a really hard sell. But understand, okay, I might need to pivot for a little bit. And number 5, I guess you could say, just understand, you know, things are going to change. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have days where you're mentally into it, days where you're mentally not into it. You know, understand this is a business, but at the end of the day, it is about you and what you are bringing to the space. So always try to put your best foot forward. But I guess, yeah, I guess those would be like my 5 things to really consider.
Those are real good. I know one of the tips that I always tell people, especially when it just comes to like the live streaming side, I say even if you don't have somebody talking in your stream, you better be running your damn mouth. I don't
Yeah.
care if you talking to yourself out loud. You just better be saying something.
Yeah. Like you see people just sitting there in silence. Like if no one's in my stream, you know, that was more like an early, you know, daylight problem. But think out your thought process. Like, all right, man, I'm gonna go get some of
Mm-hmm.
these berries. We're gonna use them to build this gear. And people will hear you talking and they will engage with you. But I see people come into people's live stream and people are chatting and they don't say anything to them. And they be like, "Man, I don't grow." Yeah, because I'm not here. I don't care to be here to watch you play the game. I could play the game my damn self. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, like 100% on that. And then also real quick, just some quick advice that I think I've come across. There are, I guess, 3 types of content creators. You have the informative guy, you have the entertainer, and then you have the just the guy is great at the game. You have to figure out where you are, but each niche has its own kind of pitfalls. If you're the guide guy, understand that, you know, the informative guy, understand that's all people are going to be there for.
Yep.
All your questions
That's
are going to
it.
be, how do I build this? Where do I go with this? Blah, blah, blah. And be comfortable with that. If that's what you do, be comfortable with that. 2, the entertainer, understand people are there for that reactionary content. They're there for you to be loud and boisterous and things of that nature. Or, you know, 3 is the hardest one to do. Being that guy in the game. If you're playing something like Fortnite and all you do is, you know, hit great shots and buckets, that's awesome. But that is the hardest content to maintain because you have to be him in that category day in and day out. Because if you're in the category of someone like Shroud or Ninja, you have to be better than them for people to consider watching you. Because why are they watching you over watching them? And that's hard to maintain. So I think that's the hardest category to be in. Be great at your craft, but, you know, try to be a blend of all 3. And I think be knowledgeable in the games you're playing. 2, be entertaining. But 3, you know, be good. You don't always have to be good. There are creators who are ass at games and still have a great viewership.
Yeah. Yeah, they're entertainers.
Yeah, yeah,
They're the casuals. They're the casuals who are just like, you know what? I'm ass at this game, but I'm gonna let my personality be the star of the show right now.
yeah, 100%.
What is your end game? Like, what are you hoping to accomplish out of this? Because even though I say this much, for me, even though yeah, YouTube partner, yeah, TikTok, blah blah blah, Twitch partner, I still think that there is. I'm more so. I'm not a pat on the back type of dude,
Mm,
but I want some type of recognition for what I've done. So for me, I know I've been doing Twitch since like 2012, 2013, almost right before it converted over from, I think it used to be called like JTV or something like that.
you've been at it for a minute.
So I've been doing it for a minute. So for me, partnership was I always wanted that check because I was like, look, I don't care if I get partnered and then I go on one of them inconsistent journeys, which I ended up doing, which completely made me restart basically. Or, well, not even but I'm going to get it.
Mm,
So that was my whole thing. Like, I need to get this partnership. I don't necessarily care if, you know, what happens along the way, just as long as I achieve it. If I can get it, that means that lets me know that I can get back to those numbers eventually down the line.
yeah.
But let me achieve this first or whatever. So Twitch partnership has always been the most important thing for me. YouTube came afterwards, and then that was like, okay, YouTube is good, but the only reason why my YouTube even successfully did what it was supposed to do because it was the YouTube Shorts that really helped me get the partnership on my gaming channel
Hmm.
because those started getting like a bunch of views and then people were subscribing from that. But then I switched the content on the YouTube channel. So then it was almost like a reboot and it looked like a brand new YouTube channel because it
Yeah.
went from Genshin videos getting like 3,000 for the build reviews and whatever I was doing to just doing outside regular gaming, which is like maybe like 5% of that viewer count now. So I don't mind resetting. I do
Yeah.
not care. Like if I want to do something different, I'm gonna do it because I'm used to being in different communities every 2, 3 years. Just because I'm not very game dependent.
Yeah.
So for me, Twitch partnership is my goal. Now it's like I want to just have that content that works while I'm asleep type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of catering over to the YouTube. So for you, what is your end game? What are you hoping to achieve?
I mean, I'll be completely honest. I want to be doing this well into my old age. I see some of those older guys streaming YouTube, all that jazz, and they're older cats doing this, and I think that's fantastic. They took a hobby, they monetized it, and they're having fun. I am looking to transition to being a full time content creator again. I was there, but now I have 3 kids, a wife, a mortgage, and all those things. So I
Right.
am chasing the bag. I've made like decent money, like really decent money, being just an affiliate on Twitch. But I'm looking for more, of that long term content, where it's like, hey, I'm sleep and still making money. That's why I'm building more into my YouTube and we're about to hit YouTube partner. Please go watch the videos. I need that. But
The link will be in the description below, y'all. Y'all better check it out.
So I hear you on that. Twitch, man, Twitch partnership was the end game at one point. That was my end all be all, and I was so close to it many times. I hit the numbers, and they were like, "Nah, try again, my guy," and I was okay. That's fine, but it's not as much my goal now because I've hit, I guess, the quote unquote partnership threshold and those things on TikTok. So it felt very rewarding. I was like, bam, we did it. We hit the grind. We chased it. So I know everything is within my realm. YouTube, I think by the end of this month or next month, I'll be a YouTube partner. So, that's my goal. Pushing is just to grind. Twitch partner is a goal, but at the end of the day, my end game is being able to make a community that is inclusive for people who want other people to do well. But then 2, being able to support my family by doing something that I love. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I make good money at my day job, but I hate my day job.
Yeah. If I could work from home, then yeah, by all means, I would.
Oh, I work from home right over there, right in that corner over there. That is my corner of misery. That's 9-10 hours over there, but if anybody from my job sees this, I'm joking. I'm just joking. But
He's not.
I hate it there. Ooh, I hate it there. But um but yeah, man, in all seriousness, at the end of the day, I just want to be able to do this long term. And, ultimately going through partnerships and opportunities and things of that nature, yeah, that is the end game. I want brands to be able to reach out and say, hey, this guy, do our messages align with each other? Can we push that out? Can we have fun? I only push things that align with my mission statement. I think people will actually enjoy. So to tie that back in, with like Hoyoverse, I enjoy working with Hoyoverse. Their goals align with my goals. We have a good time, so it rocks out in that way. So that's really why I've embraced the company. I've embraced the community. I found a really good vibe there, and I'm going to keep that pushing. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to support myself and my family through content creation, through my mission. That is my end all be all. That is my goal.
And there you have it. Uh, well, there it is, man. There it is. Like always, man. Good answers, good conversation. I definitely want to say, like, when I first found you, You came across my For You page a few times, and I think that was around the time when I found Soul, I think.
Yeah.
When I found Soul, then you started popping up. I was like, oh man, black people actually do play this game. Okay, I'm not the only one. Cool. So then that's when I started following all of y'all. So I definitely have seen you going doing your thing for I want to say a year now, almost
Yeah.
maybe a little over a year. So yeah, I've seen you adapt, man. Seen you grow. I seen you. What I've seen the most though is just you being consistent and like I always feel as if I can always catch you at a particular time. Like I feel as if you got like an actual agenda. Like me, I'm more so like on the spot, which is not a good habit. But for you, I think you're more consistent. I think you have structure to your videos, to your content that you produce. I think that overall, yeah, you are entertaining. I think you are still climbing. I think you're still growing healthy. I think the numbers are looking good for you. I think what you do is going to pay off in the long run. So I wish nothing but the success for you. Well, nothing but success for you. And what you do right now is working. So,
Thank you.
just keep being you. You got your own lane. I don't think nobody can really imitate that because your personality stands on it and you're different from other people. So, what you do is you, and I value that. So, much respect to you.
Thank you very much, man. All that structure and stuff, that's new to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll get there when I wake up and I got like 100,000 on something. Like, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do this at 7 o'clock come. You know what? I'll play Overwatch and then I'll start at 9 just to make sure I'm awake.
Bro, it be like that, man. Like I'll hop on and I'll do a like people will ping me on the game. They'd be like, "Yo, why aren't you live?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm trying to live. Give me a second."
Yeah, like I get to it. We were going to stream anyway till midnight. So if I start before midnight, then that's still the same thing. I need to get out of that, but
are
yeah, I still do it.
are you full time now?
Oh no. I've never been technically. I guess if you want to consider like full time, like at least 30 hours or something like that, then yeah, I've
Mm,
technically always been like somewhat full time. But for the most part, recently, like the last year, no, I haven't been. I don't consider myself a full time streamer. I am only. I think I'm only relevant right now because of the video that I do. They just keep me going throughout the week. Because I only stream. I used to stream. Like if I pulled up my summary this year, I didn't stream. I may have streamed once a week from January all the way till April.
okay.
Like I was gone and I was just posting TikTok videos and then like a little bit of YouTube videos there. And everybody was like, yo, where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
Yeah.
So when I went from I know kind of going long, but whatever. So when I got partnered, I was at around like 170 on Twitch, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I got it. Let's do it. Yay. Then it just started going downhill, and I started taking a break because I got a new job. Things
Mm,
happened. I had to step away. So then this year, January, it was when I was like, all right, I'm already back to like regular numbers because I already hit my spike. So I was like, all right, I can just do my thing and I'll be gone. So now that I'm back and it's June, I'm still like living. I'm trying to come back to the live streaming aspect of it,
yeah.
but realistically, it's really the videos that are keeping me relevant because those are the people who are like, "Hey, LG, we see you, bruh." But the live streams are still very all over the place, so people still aren't catching me at the right time of what they're used to seeing me.
Yeah.
But that'll come. We'll get that adjusted before the year is over. But yeah,
Oh, just so you know, I'm going to pick your brain, and I hope you pick my brain because I think we can come up with some banger content and some crazy ideas if we put it all together.
oh yeah.
Okay, real quick, can we talk about Soul? Soul, my man just goes viral on like a Wednesday. They,
I hate that guy, bro. So I might just delete all the content that I did on you, bro. You're not that great, bro. I dislike you with a passion.
yo,
Like, go find something else to do, bro. Go find another hobby, bro. Go like collect rocks or something. Go kick them. Actually, like Get out of my face, bro. I'm tired
Yo,
of you.
yo, why did I just get ethered for free? Like, yo, my
You know
man just went
what?
full
I'm gonna
Kendrick
clip
on me.
this. I'm gonna clip this part. Is so I'm gonna post this and tag you too, bro, because I hate you. I hope it goes viral.
Yo, listen, I'm with you though, because Soul be eating Pop Tarts without frosting on it, which is wild to me.
Exactly. So you suck as a human.
Yeah, cook that man. Cook that. Yo. But man, I really do appreciate you having me, man. Like,
Yeah, no problem, bro.
if you guys could, check me out on YouTube, at Dreddhound. Check me out on TikTok, at Dreddhound. Check me out on Twitch, at Dreddhound. X, aka Twitter, that's Dreddhound Live. Don't ask why that's different. But I appreciate you, fam.
Yes, yes. All the links will be in the description below. Y'all make sure y'all check out the series. Check out Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, the YouTube. They got a podcast. Like Dreddhound said, he talks to the voice actors. So I know a lot of y'all. If he's in the Genshin space, if he's in the Hoyo space, that's something that y'all are going to look to. Look forward to. I know personally the only Genshin Impact creator, voice actor that I've ever spoken to, or even, I had one of them come to me, and that was Diona's, Youngling, and I talked to the lady who does Layla. Them the only three because they were streaming on Twitch in the early days.
Okay.
Layla's was like more recently, but Youngling and Diona, they came to my stream, they checked me out, they rated me a few times. So
That's awesome.
they're good people. I like them. But y'all make sure y'all check them out for real. Dope content. Appreciate you, brother, for coming on.
No
Any
problem.
last words before we get up out of here? Any final words?
Yo, as always, guys, stay fierce, keep gaming, and welcome to the House of Hounds. I'm out.
Never playing.
Everyone
Peace.
does it.